This is the true story of how a group of mafia mobsters used an excavator and several government-owned vehicles, including a police car, to break into a gold depot in Tuscany, Italy, to steal 100 kilograms of gold bars estimated to be worth more than $6 million. It has been dubbed as the real-life Italian job and one of the most audacious heists of all time. How did they do it and how did they escape? This is their unbelievable story. The most precious gold and diamonds in the world are often hidden in the most secure vaults. But why do so many of them still get stolen? That's because, as the security gets tighter, the bad guys who have nothing else in mind but to steal these precious things are getting more and more sophisticated and daring in their methods, just like what happened in this story. It all started with a meeting of 10 people in an old house in Tuscany, a few months before the robbery. Tuscany is the wine region of central Italy popular with tourists. Many famous families and celebrities call this place their home. Sting, for instance, has a vineyard here and lives in an estate named Dos Palagio, and where there are rich and famous people, there is a huge market for precious metals and jewelries. The leader of the group is alias Damien, who is allegedly an influential member of the Italian Mafia. The other 9 members of the group are all veterans of big robberies and members of the gang. Holding a blueprint and a long list of notes and instructions, they carefully studied every move they will make. The amount of gold that they will get their hands on is no joke. If their plans were to succeed, they could finally retire for the rest of their lives. Their target, the CLP Gold Depot. This is where gold is stored by most of the biggest and most famous gold jewelry designers in all of Europe. The depot is situated in an area near the side of the road surrounded by a vast vineyard of grapes. It has a rough road at the back that is sometimes used as a path by trucks who harvest grapes in the adjacent vineyard. And the group saw this as a perfect location for the heist of a lifetime. On the evening of March 9th, 2011, Tuesday, one by one the 10 members of the group prepared for their scheduled tasks according to the plan. First stolen by one gang member was the traffic warden's car parked at his house after duty. Another member stole a school bus from a private school. They then took 2 more cars from the municipal hall. 2 trucks and a lot of road-closed signage were stolen by another member from the public works office in the municipality. At night, the trucks are normally left in the parking lot behind the municipality. And the last and most important equipment they took was an almost brand new excavator. They put it on a bigger truck to take it to the gold depot, because the only main access to the gold depot is the single road in front of it. The group blocked it by placing the stolen vehicles in the middle to the side of the road. Since they have a police car and road-closed signs, plus the municipal vehicles, it looked like a legit roadblock. That's why people didn't pay attention to them and they just drove back to another diversion road. They made sure to cover the entire highway leading to the gold depot. When both ends of the road were blocked, one by one, they punctured the tires of all the cars and trucks and then left. The planned robbery was immediately on the roll when it was confirmed that the only guard of the compound, which was stationed at a little distance from the location of the building where the gold was located, was asleep. There are as many as 6 buildings in this compound. Using the excavator, they quickly destroyed the hollow blocks fence of the gold depot. According to the blueprint that they studied, there are internal and external walls that will be super thick before reaching the safe. So using an excavator with a driller, they drilled the first wall. They literally destroyed the entire wall without much effort. Then they drove the excavator to the courtyard and used the driller again to dig a hole in the building where the safe full of gold was thought to be located. At this point, the building's alarm was triggered, which immediately reached the police. As to where the guard was at that time is not clear because he did not even respond to the alarm. It took 12 minutes for the nearest police unit to respond, but their cars were unable to pass due to the severe blockage of vehicles that were all flat. So it turned around again only to see that another end of road was also blocked. So some of the policemen proceeded on foot, while the others called for help to clear the roads. The gang, on the other hand, tried to drill the safe, but it was too thick and only a small part was opened. So they just tied the entire safe with chains and connected it to the hand of the excavator so that it could be lifted to the approaching getaway truck. They no longer cared for the few small bars of gold that were left in their haste. They immediately left using the road behind the compound and met their two companions dressed as cops who served as lookouts using the police car that was stolen. They then disappeared together in the dark vineyard outside of Tuscany. The actual heist only took a total of 30 minutes, not including the time of blocking the road and gathering the machinery. When the police arrived early Wednesday morning, they found nothing but a hole in the wall of the building, a few pieces of gold that fell on the floor, and the excavator driller that they had left in the compound itself. The police coordinated a checkpoint at all possible exits, but it was too late. The group was already long gone. The Italian police conducted an investigation and detained a few suspects, but so far the perpetrators, who are believed to be members of the mafia, have not been caught. The on-duty guard, the warden who owned the police car, and municipal staff were all investigated for their possible connection to the crime. Many people speculated that they were part of the crime. Like in other countries, corruption is also rampant among public officials in Italy, and many of them have ties to the mafia. Of course, these theories have not yet been proven because the investigation is still ongoing up until today. There are more questions than answers in this case. Until now, this is still one of the biggest and most infamous unsolved cases of gold robbery in Italy's history. Do you also think the guard and some government officials were involved in this case? Feel free to share your comments down below.